Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 listen. It's Eagles talk, let's talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur gang, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight here with my co-host Nichelle and Pat in his absence. Hey, OTAs has started.
Yes,
we
it
get
has.
to see our football team on the field, albeit it's in the very, very early stages, but it's football nonetheless, and it's the Eagles, so we're here to talk about it. Had some really good reports coming out of OTAs. I know you can't take it a lot, put a lot on it, but just seeing the depth chart, a little bit of that, trying to, get, I know it's a long way before the first week of the season, but we still can talk about it and analyze it. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that tonight. And we're going to announce the winner of stickers. We had entries. So you guys, whoever wins tonight, will be getting 3 of these, and you can turn your merch, your products into Eagles Talk merch, something like this. And they stay on. This dishwasher safe is still on here. So
the people want printed merch, right? We gonna
we got that. We coming. I'm trying to have it.
I'm trying
to have it ready by first the
first
start
game
of the season. Yeah.
When we hit Brazil.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brazil.
Nice.
So we got that coming. So without further ado, I got to do everything. Pat's not here, so let's get this thing started. Let me get the soundboard ready. Yeah, I got it. Oh. I need an intern.
Don't we all? I need like 3 interns for real life.
All right, here we go. So you are listening to, watching Eagles Talk, and thank you guys for downloading. And if you haven't yet, remember to download this audio podcast. I know we're on live right now on YouTube and Facebook, but this is also an audio podcast. So make sure you go to your favorite podcast platform, search Eagles Talk, and download us, subscribe to us. We need those downloads. Make sure you do that. But you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us fans, for us Eagles fans. And we here on Eagles Talk like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Pat's not here to keep the culture going, so we're just going to be sipping on our adult beverages tonight. But let's do that. For those who knows the routine out there, lift your glasses as we salute our Philadelphia Eagles as they begin the first of 2 weeks of OTAs. So here's to our Philadelphia Eagles. Down the hatch, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Oh.
Please enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, please rejoice.
Drink your beverage of choice, mocktails, cocktails.
All of that.
Smoothies.
Yes.
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic.
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic. I am doing the apple juice. I got apple juice.
You got apple. You went straight back to your kids' days.
I went back to my kids' day, and apple juice keeps me regular too. So
TMI, Dante. TMI.
It does this to me. It does keep me regular. All right. So we're going to talk about OTAs, right? So I'm hearing a lot of good things. I listened to Dave Zagaro and Ruben. What's Ruben's last name? I forget Ruben's last name.
Stoudemire.
Nah, Stoudemire?
That's not, isn't his name Ruben Stoudemire, or is it something else?
It's something else. I forget. I want to say Amaro, but I know it's
maybe
not
it is Ruben. What Ruben Amaro?
That's
isn't he
the Phillies
baseball?
guy.
Yeah,
that's baseball. But whatever. Dave Zagaro and Rube, they are there, and they do a good job of covering the Eagles, and they had some interesting observations there. Number one, our young guy, our first round pick, did not line up with the first string cornerbacks. And not big surprise, as Zagaro points out, they just don't do that to a rookie at the beginning of training camp. It's just not going to be penciled in with the first string D-backs. He was with the second string, but the first string D-backs were Darius Slay and Isaiah Rodgers playing the outside, and then Avonte Maddox on the in the slot. So Avante is not a surprise. Isaiah Rogers is sort of a surprise. I like that guy. I thought that Howie picking him up last year was him getting value because we talk
Absolutely.
about Howie's Howie's approach is not about cheapskating these guys. We always look like,
Mm-mm.
oh, he got him on a cheap, he got him. No, look at it. Howie gets value. He gets the best value for
Mhm.
his money, and
And
that was
and
a
and
value pick.
and he's smart when he's going after veteran free agents. He knows which of those free agents have a year or two left in the tank.
Hmm.
When he's picking these veterans and giving them decent pay so they can extend their career and still perform. He doesn't, he doesn't slouch when he's picking up veterans. They usually have a heavy duty resume, some potential Hall of Famer, future resumes, but he knows how to get the deal done with free agency. I'm impressed by that. That's probably his most impressive feat for me, because he's just starting to get warmed up and getting good draft picks. Let's be clear. However,
Yes.
what he does with free agency, he swindles the whole league every year.
Yes, he does. But I don't call it swindling. Man. He gets value. He
He
gets the
does.
best value
He does.
for what he's giving up. And he took a risk or took a chance on Isaiah Rogers. Isaiah Rogers was suspended because of gambling. So
Yep.
he didn't play at all last year. Howie
Nope.
still went out and got him because this guy, during his time in Indianapolis, showed that he can play. So
Hmm.
Howie took the risk, didn't have to give up a lot to get him, got him, and now this guy is healthy and not very worn after sitting out an entire year of football. And I mean, he sat out the entire year. Like he couldn't even come to the complex. So he was not
No.
even
Yeah. He
around
was.
football.
Yeah.
So he's fresh, and they said he looks good out there. And I'm hoping that he does well.
Hmm.
He's a name that I had my eye on even before the draft, right? That he could probably contribute. And I hope that he does. And not to supplant Quinyon because he's our future, right? But to have another asset. We have wealth in this cornerback room now, which is
Hmm.
which is completely different from maybe 3 or 4 years ago where we were short on cornerbacks and that was our biggest need and all that. Now we have a wealth of cornerbacks, young talent, a couple of veterans, and if Isaiah Rogers turns out to be a player, that's just another piece to how we can possibly use to get some more draft capital or maybe plug in one of these holes that we may still have on this team. So I'm rooting for Isaiah. And again, it's very early in the process of getting this team ready to play that first week in Brazil. So, a lot can happen, but it's a little surprising to see him out there, but it's great to hear that he looks good even in these non-contact drills.
Hmm. Hmm. You
What
know what I'm
else?
excited to is just to see how some of the hometown folks are going to do, such as Trotter Jr.
Mm-hmm.
We picked up Lyman Matt Hennessy to kind of start filling in that gap for Jason Kelsey. So shout out to Temple. Temple
Mm-hmm.
Owls are everywhere, TUMF. Shout out to all my Temple football family out there. And what do you think of Devontae Parker's retirement and what that means to the receiving core, especially, the number 3 and number 4 and the depth of it, like Ngata?
Yeah, well, it makes room for guys like Nagata, to step in and get a spot. I wasn't. I mean, I was kind of happy, but I wasn't overwhelmed with his signing. I just thought it was a nice signing to
Yeah.
have a
Hmm.
veteran
It was
back there. But
serviceable.
yeah, it was serviceable, right? I don't know how much of a difference maker he would have been. So I'm not overly disappointed that that happened.
Me
Gives these
neither.
young guys a chance to emerge and show what they have. I'm really rooting for Anaya Smith. I'm hearing good things about him.
Yes,
I
sir.
heard a scouting report from Steve Smith saying that he likes the kid. He likes the kid.
Hmm.
So that means a lot to me, hearing it from a Hall of Famer such as Steve Smith. And he can also return punts. I talked about that earlier. So he can
Yeah.
possibly find himself on this team not only as the third or the slot receiver, but as a more explosive punt returner than Covey, and I give it to Covey. He worked his way. He worked his ass off last year to work his way into being one of the top return specialists in the
Mm-hmm.
league.
Yes,
And
sir.
that was coming off the year before when we were just happy that he caught the ball. Just please, just catch the ball. Just catch
Mm-hmm.
the ball. But he actually was productive last year. But this young guy seems to be a little bit more dynamic. And I don't think Covey makes it on the field outside of being a punt returner. So I think
Right.
Elias Smith is going to be a little more valuable in that sense. All right.
Mm.
So some of the other reports along the offensive line, right? So Johnson was not out there, but the O-line, first string O-line yesterday was Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, and Mekhi Becton. Becton took Lane's spot since he wasn't out there yesterday, and he ran with the ones yesterday. Tyler Steen ran with the ones, and that's one position group that I think that it does mean something, right? When they line up in OTAs, that this is the first unit, because I think that we all know that they all are going to be starters. Save Becton because Lane's going to be there, but Tyler Steen being named or running with the ones, even in OTAs, means a lot. So that may be our starting O-line again, minus Becton. So that says a lot to me. But Becton needs to work, right? So
Yeah,
that'd be
absolutely.
good to see. Good to see him out there. The second team O-line was Fred Johnson, Darian Kennard, Brett Toth at center, Matt Hennessy at right guard, and
Mm-hmm.
Aneem Dankwa at right tackle. Third, I can't even pronounce this name. Lakin uh, Vakalaya. Vakalaya.
Sounds right.
I probably murdered it. Trevor Keegan was the left guard. Dylan McMahon was the center. Jason Poe, right guard. Gadib Ayadzadi. Ayadzadi. All right.
Send me the names next time.
Yeah, I'll do that. All right. So our top receivers was A.J. Brown, Paris Campbell, and Joseph Nagata, because Devontae Smith was not suited up. So that's why Paris Campbell was in there with the ones. Another position group that was, that we're keeping our eye on are the linebackers, right? We're definitely keeping our eyes on linebackers. And the first team yesterday was Devin White and Zach Bond. That was
Mm-hmm.
surprising. I
Mm.
know that,
I was listening to a little bit of commentary on Devin White being on first team.
yeah, but I don't think that that wasn't a surprise to you, right?
No, that
Right.
wasn't. It
Zach
wasn't.
Bond
It
was,
wasn't a
right?
surprise. Yeah, Zach was a
Yeah,
surprise. Wait, let me pause you for a second.
sure.
We got to recognize the first person in the room. I put his comment up. It actually
Oh,
came
great.
from YouTube. Kevin
Oh,
Johnson.
great.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. And then the other part is it's Ruben Frank. So thanks for
Right,
letting us know.
Ruben Frank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ruben
thanks.
Frank.
That's what it is. Thank you, Gregory, and
Thank
everyone.
you. But continue,
Who am
sir.
I? Hold up, wait a minute. Dion is already in my shit.
You see him? You see him?
TMI, damn it.
Oh, he kept going. He kept going.
Oh, he kept going. Oh, I'm just
Uh-huh.
now getting to the comment section. All right, everybody's in there, man. I'm sorry, I'm a little late, but Nichelle started, so why don't I just continue it? We like to recognize those people that are joining us online in the chat room, and we do that by announcing them. So the first person, like Nichelle has stated, Kevin Johnson was the first person from YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up
And
on this
share.
broadcast
Everybody
and share
share.
it. Yes, do
Share.
that.
Bring people into the
Dion
conversation.
was second. Dion says, "What's up, family?"
He was close.
Daz Dante was third. He said, "What's up, Eagles fam? What's up?"
What up?
E Money Bentley was fourth. He says, "Go Birds." What's up, E
Okay,
Money?
E
Thanks for
Money.
joining us. And Jeremiah Andrews always in the house. What it do, family? It
What it
do.
do?
Yeah, it do. And Richard Layton. I'm sorry, Richard Layton is in there also.
He's
So,
back
guys,
as
thank you so
usual.
much for joining us. And we're going to talk about. Let me know what position group you guys are most interested in, and what you've been hearing out of training camp as we talk. Out of OTAs. I'm sorry. Let me not jump the gun. Out of OTAs, what
Mm-hmm.
have you been hearing, and what are you looking most forward to with this upcoming season and training camp? What do you who are the positions battles that you're looking forward to, and who you want to win? All right, so I'm going over the linebackers right now. Devin White ran with was the first string linebacker. Zach Bond was the first string linebacker. That kind of surprised me, but I'm hearing that Fangio likes Zach Bond.
Mm, well, we got a new sheriff in town, so
Yeah, so
I
you
want to
know,
see what he does before I start weighing in on what I think the talent should do. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he's an OGDC that knows what he's doing and how to recognize talent and how to bring the talent out of potential talented players that could step their game up. That's the thing. It's like we needed a veteran DC that could coach boys up to reach their full potential, and we hadn't had that in a minute.
no, we hadn't. We not, and even though our defense was very successful under the tutelage of Gannon, we didn't like the. It didn't pass the eye test to a lot of
No,
us. I mean,
we let people burn us on yards and get record breaking yards. So yeah, getting all the sacks and tackles as accolades were great, but it kind of brought all of that down when you were letting people get 500 yards on you.
yeah, it didn't look right. It didn't
No.
pass the eye test. But if he was going into a job, which he did, and he got it, he had a good resume because on paper he looked great. The defense looked great. So on paper he looked great. But we just being longtime Eagles fans, seeing Gang Green and Jimmy Johnson's defense,
Mhm.
Trot and all the boys, it just it didn't pass the eye test for us.
No.
Now, Danny Ritchie says Fangio likes Bond's ability to play downhill a lot. Dean can't quite play downhill. He's too small. That is what is surprising, or one of the things that we hope, because he played downhill pretty well at Georgia, right? But it hasn't seemed to translate to the pro level,
Right.
and I think it's because of his size. You guys tell me different if you think it's something else, but I think it's because of his size. And even with the big hogs we have in front of him, he just seems too small. But he has one. I think this is his last chance, right? I think this is his last chance to really prove himself
I
that
think it
he
will be
can.
too, or he might
Yeah,
not be here next year.
yeah. That's the feeling I'm getting. That's the feeling I'm getting. So, without a couple of notables that weren't at camp was, and this is in the secondary. Bradbury was not there. Ringo was not there. Ricks
Oh.
was not there.
Mhm.
So take that when you look at the depth chart and how it went down yesterday with
Right.
Isaiah Rogers being on the first team.
Right.
Now he was in the first team running opposite of Darius Slay. Avante Maddox was the slot receiver. The second group of them was Quinyon Mitchell and
Mm.
Josh Jobe were the outside corners, and Cooper DeJean. I know it's DeJean, but Cooper DeJean, because he's in Philly now, he ran as the second team nickel corner. So that's telling also. And he also ran as the outside cornerback on the third team. So I think those rookies are going to be on the field. I really do.
Yeah.
It's just protocol that they don't put them with the first team. And that was even true for Jalen Carter last year. He didn't run with the
Mhm.
first team at
No.
OTAs either. And he was a
Mm-mm.
monster. So,
No, you still got to earn your stripes. Come on now.
right, right.
You first day as a rookie, whether you in, high school or college, your first snap is not going to be on first team.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? They're
yeah.
going to prime you up first. They're going to prime you up first.
As it should be. You work your way up, rookie. Rookie. Work your
That's
way up.
right. That's right.
Kenny G and Shipley for that number 2 running back position. Oh, he says, oh, that's what you're most looking forward to?
Mm,
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
that'd be good
I'm
too.
still I'm still team Kenny J. I'm
You
still
still
team
team J?
Gainwell. Yeah, I
I'm
am.
I'm team whoever does best, man. I don't care. I want every. I'm rooting for everyone at training camp. I want
Wait,
all of
was
them to be the best that they could be,
I
man.
I do. I want them all to be the best they can be, but obviously Gainwell has put some time in with us, so that's the only reason why I'm saying I want him to reap the rewards of that, of because I think this team is going to, you know, do some things this season after, our debacle at the end of last season.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think I just feel really good. I do have my questions. I feel really good about the offense, as everybody does, right? We felt good about them last year. I mean, the talent is there. We know that. We know that it was a coaching deficiency last year that kind of messed them up last year. And now I think that we're even more talented at the skill positions than we were last year, and we have a better signal caller. My only question or my only worry is that I hope the staff are a staff that can develop players, because we have a quarterback, and as outstanding as he was in that near MVP season,
Right.
he's not a finished product. So he still needs good teachers.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
still need good teachers to help him to process the game. With the best quarterback in this league right now, admittedly, in his third or fourth year, said he had just learned how to read defenses,
I
and
I
he's the
keep trying to
best.
say
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
I
So
tried to tell people that, like, this is when he's going to reach that 2.0 of football intelligence in terms of how he sees the field. And that does not come in always year 1 and 2 of a rookie quarterback. You have to have a sustainable career, and shout out to Jalen for being in shape and still running, like he was back in 2017, or not 20, that's the other, but back in 2022, 2021. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So he's showing that he keeps in the gym, he keeps his work ethic. So, with somebody that has such a high work ethic, um, it's still I still don't understand the hyper criticism we get from some of the local Philly fans and media for him, because we always talk about we don't want lazy players, we don't want this and we don't want that. And all this kid does is work, and he's still young. Can you
yes.
imagine him in 2 or 3 years? And
That's just
we're
us, though. That's our
spoiled.
DNA. That's our DNA. Who have we
It's not
not?
my DNA. It's not my
I'm talking
DNA.
about. All right. Well, I'm sorry to group you in with the rest of us, but this this is Eagles, or not even Eagles. I think it's Philadelphia fans' DNA. What superstar have we not killed at some point in their career? I don't care. The most beloved person, and maybe Reggie White, probably. I've never heard anything bad about
No,
Reggie,
no,
but
or B
everybody else.
Doc, or B Doc. But that's what
Oh
I
yeah, B
mean.
Dog. Yeah,
That's what I
no
mean.
B
We
Dog.
kind of pick and choose who we're going to hyper criticize, and but I think it's more recent because of how media has become. So people are
Mm,
looking for the hot take and clicks. They're not looking
yeah,
for a fair assessment of somebody's body of work. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Late pass, JT, late pass.
All right. All right. Let's end this quarter, though.
You got the soundboard?
All
And now
right. This is the
we end the
Eagles
quarter.
Talk podcast, where we are the most unique Eagles coverage show around. We don't just give you facts, we give you conversation. We give you too much information, as I did earlier. We give you all that, and we do it in such a relaxed and social manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Our resident shot taker is not here. Pat is out in Denver sleeping. It's no days off. I'm gonna get on Pat.
Right?
No
No
days
days
off,
off.
Pat. What's wrong with you? All right, so we're going to raise our glass in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles as they start OTAs this week, and hearing some good things coming out of there. So to our Philadelphia Eagles, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
And the crowd roars.
Oh, I forgot that the first time. I forgot the applause. Okay, so
We haven't had applause all day, so they clap in the comments, y'all. Throw your clapping hands up. Jeremiah brings up a very good point. How Saquon was starstruck stepping in with our boys. He's feeling it. He's like, yo. I mean, look where he came from. Though, what else was he going to be?
look, I don't know, when you jumped in, I don't know if you heard me talking, but that's what I was talking about. So, I do warm ups too. I get ready for the show. So I'm talking about that just right there. And he just was so impressed. And he didn't use the word impressed, but you can just tell by his demeanor describing when he looked up in the huddle, he saw Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goddard, as well as one of the best offensive lines in the league, and no longer does he have to carry the load by himself.
I,
He knows he's surrounded by stars. Also,
he's gonna
like
run like his life depended on it this year.
can you imagine how he's feeling? Like, oh man, I got help. I got help here. I don't have to do this by myself, man. They're not going to, and I'm sure at some point, off defensive coordinators are going to be scheming for Saquon, but it's not going to be nowhere near what he faced when he was in the
Nope,
Giants.
nope. He's
Nowhere
gonna have
near.
some big holes.
Yes, yes, he's going to have a lot of help, and I'm looking so forward to that alone. Palatero's in the house. What's up, Palatero? Let's talk about how Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis are in shape this year. And I think I talked about this in a previous show after Fangio's press
Mhm.
conference where he talked about pushing these guys, right? And it was brought up, those two in particular. And one of the things that I remember distinctly was talking about their conditioning and being ready to handle the load that they're going to be handed this year. And it seems as though, just by first glimpse, it seems as though these guys have taken that challenge to heart. Jordan Davis looks great. Jordan Davis, he doesn't look as big as he was last
Mm-mm,
year, which is,
mm-mm.
is good for him because he's a big, strong guy, but his conditioning, we kind of question that the first 2 years, and it looks like
Mhm.
he's really taking that to heart, and he looks like he's in the best shape of his career, and I want to see more out of him. I
Yeah,
don't think that he's made the splash that we all expected, but there's more to give, and I like to see that more.
yeah, absolutely. And they mentioned, the likes of Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter were doing more of their conditioning work versus so much of the technical work
Mm,
that was getting done. And some of the OG players are like, well, we had to practice and condition every day. And part of the reason conditioning is even more crucial now is because they don't have those full out practices. That
mm.
actually supplemented a lot of the conditioning work prior to the NFL kind of changing how they structure their practices and trying to have longevity with players' bodies by limiting contact practices. So before that, contact used to get them conditioned, but now
Yeah.
they have less contact. They have to pick a new lane on how they're going to condition themselves. So that means getting back in a gym, doing gassers if you have to do a lot of things to stay conditioned in any level of sports, you know?
Yeah, because Nichelle's a coach. She's a quarterback mom. She know all that. She know way more
Yes,
than I
you
do. She knows
do.
all that. Like, yo,
Yes, you
yeah.
Yes,
So
you do. If you're
it's
not
good to know
conditioned,
that.
you can't go 4 quarters. You got to be able to go overtime. You got to be
Mm,
ready to go overtime and not be gassed. So, kudos
yep.
to them
So
for getting it together.
and that's what Vic. That's what I'm happy about for Vic because Vic is an old school coach, so he knows the importance of that conditioning. He knows the importance of tackling, practicing tackling, and I know that we have restraints in the way of going back to the old school way of doing things, but he's going to get as much hitting in as he can possibly get in without going over the threshold. I am certain of that. And it is so needed after seeing this team and the weak tackling and the lack of physicality. And I can't help but blame it on the way practices were run. I mean, when you're
Hmm.
doing more walking through than tackling, you're going to have. You're going to have situations where your secondary looked like they didn't want any parts of the darn ball carrier.
Right.
Like, what the hell's going on out here? And that is so far from Eagles football, in my opinion. Our defense looking like it did last year. I mean, forget about getting burnt. The lack of effort and the sloppy tackling, that
Hmm.
was a bigger slap in my face than some of the other things I've seen. I'm like, this
Yeah.
this
Because you might
this
get
is
burnt.
horrible.
That happens. You got
Yeah,
some of the fastest people on the planet in the league. So yeah, you might get burnt, but those missed tackles,
yeah.
they come on. They gave
They
me
look
like
horrible.
another 100 or 200 gray hairs. So I sent them a bill for my box of thigh, just so y'all
Man,
know.
Danny Ritchie says Kellen Moore, I believe, is an offensive guru. I too. Kyle Shanahan vibes. Really think he
I feel
unlocks
that.
Hurts' mental side of things and has an MVP type season.
Another
I can go with that.
MVP type season. Let's
Yeah.
clarify that. Another MVP type season.
Yes.
It won't be
Yes.
his first MVP type season. Let's remember who we talking about here.
And I'm not in the panic mode about Jalen and last year either. Let's not
Let
get it
it
twisted.
go.
He came back a little bit, but historically, when you look at quarterbacks coming off their career years, that next year there's a little dip.
Yeah.
There's always a little dip. And as young as he is, he's not a complete product. Not to mention, we all recognize there was other factors such as his play caller that factored into some of these things. And I don't know if he got the toolage needed also. Like we just got finished talking about, he's not a finished product. He's still learning, and he can't learn it on his own. That's what the coaches are for. He can't come in here and learn these things on his own. That's why you have coaches there to help him to develop and see the things that he may not be aware of.
I
So I thought he was missing some of that last year.
absolutely, but I said from day one young coach, cool. One young coach and two green DCs, never gonna work.
Nah,
Never.
nah.
I knew it wasn't gonna work from day one. You don't have a wet behind the ear coach and two Similac DCs. It's never gonna work. Proof.
Yeah,
It didn't work.
you're right.
Just saying.
And
For the
I do
long
believe
haul, it's
Kellen.
not sustainable because their flaws are going to show early because they didn't have that veteran experience that they needed. That these when you have this level of talent, it's going to show. You might get one good season, everybody's hype, everybody's new, everybody's bought in, but when the chips are down, those players are looking to you for the answers. And people forget that. It's not just them that they need to execute, but the way you get players to execute, you have coaches that are supposed to coach them into execution. And people keep forgetting that. It's not just knowing what to do. They have to draw up the plays. They have to give them the right drills to make sure they're executing. They have to give them the right type of practices, the right type of conditioning. The players can't make all this up on their own. They're supposed to be working on their body and their form and their technique. The coaches are supposed to be handling everything else.
Preach,
Just saying.
preach,
Just saying.
preach. Look. We talk about the coaching talent not being up to the player talent level, right? It's like buying a Ferrari and taking it through the car wash. You don't take a Ferrari through.
No.
You have to get the products. You're not going to, if you have the talent of such as the level that we have here, you have got to treat it right with the right coaching talent around it. You don't run a Ferrari through the car wash.
No.
You get it hand washed. You get the hand wax put on there. You got to take care of it. And I think they really dropped the ball last year by not giving those guys especially the offensive side of the ball. I could probably, I don't know if the defense was as talented as I thought it was at the beginning of last year, but our offense was talented, and that was just a waste of offensive skills last
Thank
year
you.
with that coaching staff that was in charge of running it. And I think that we finally have an OC that is going to take full advantage of the talent that he's been given. I know, like I said during the last year, what offensive coach would not love to come into a situation with the talent that we had last year?
Anyone in the league,
Anyone.
anyone in the league would have wanted that team to coach. Anyone, the most veteran to the most newbie coach. Any veteran OC would have wanted that. Any veteran head coach would have wanted that. Andy Reid probably looked at our squad like, y'all couldn't give me that when I was there.
I know. Saying anybody chomping at the bit. And I heard Kellen Moore even say that in his press conference. Very, very happy to be working with the group or the talent, the skill players that he has under his tutelage right now, man. And I just can't wait, man, to see what he does with it. Well, the defense can't be no worse than it was last year. It just can't be. I mean, we were at the bottom. It's nowhere else to go but up, right?
We can't. From the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, we can't be any worse, right? But even if for some odd reason that happens, I think that we have the type of team that we can go out and outscore people. We can just go out and flat out outscore people with the talent that we have on offense. Here, JT Dante, thank you for the love on my 200-pound weight loss. Yes,
Love it,
definitely.
JT.
I
Yes, my
love it.
brother. Yes.
Yes,
We ain't got
congratulations. Let
applause,
me
but
give
I'm
you.
a clap for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
no doubt, no doubt. I don't know. No,
Yay.
first, how do you do that? She's magical.
Make a
She does
heart
stuff like this, and
and bring it to the camera, and it'll make hearts.
no, my camera don't do
You
that.
first of all, your heart isn't a heart. You
My
gotta
heart is up.
tilt your thumbs up. Tilt your thumbs up. Your microphone's blocking your
Oh, there you
hand. It
go.
has
All
to
right.
see the whole thing. Come closer. Bring your hands to the camera.
Nah,
Oh, maybe
I
your
gotta buy a
settings.
newer camera. All right, so JT, we are so proud of you
Yes,
and
we
your weight
are.
loss. Yes, we are. And I saw you on social media, and I had to just give you a shout out for that, man. Because, JT, he was dubbed our biggest fan for good reason, but I think he's trying not to be that anymore. I don't
I
think he
know
wants
that's
to be our
right.
biggest fan anymore. And that's okay, JT. That's okay because we love you all the same. So keep at it, brother. I know you're going to get you're going to get to your goal if that's not your goal, because that's a lot right there. But you just keep at it, and we are rooting for you and praying for you. So let me see. Toby says, I don't know.
What, this one?
I think Barkley will have 500 passing yards. Barkley?
Like Saquon, you think he might catch a little pop passes, or they might
Oh,
send
you
him on
talking
a
about
couple of
receiving
go
yards?
routes? Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
knew what
yeah.
he
I can
meant.
see
I
that.
knew what he
Okay.
meant.
I was like,
Yeah,
he going to
I
pass
think
it? He can
Kellen's going
pass
to have
too?
fun with this offense. To be honest with you, he's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
he's probably like, I'm going into Madden mode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can play Madden with this. You can play Madden with this team,
But
and
this is interesting.
we may see him under center a little bit more too. That means
Thank
RPOs,
you. Oh my
RPOs coming back.
goodness.
I have
If
to
I had,
decide that.
we were just shotgunning everything.
I know
It's like we
everything.
didn't even believe in going under center, and that drove me bananas. You have to mix it up. And I heard at OTAs, some of the drills they were running, they had the receivers running, made it give us a glimpse that we probably will be running more motion.
Yes, yes.
No more
I'm in.
vanilla plays.
Oh my goodness! I'll clap for that. Look, I'm clapping for all of that.
Yes.
What? What?
Yes.
This was
Yes.
such a vanilla offense, and that's what happened. That's why the wheels fell off of this thing. We won
Mhm.
by sheer talent in the first 11 games. Sheer talent of the offense won those games. It wasn't until San Fran pulled up our skirt and showed everyone what was underneath it
That's right.
that they're like, oh, they're not doing no, they're not doing anything. They're running the same thing. It's either a deep pass or a short pass. It's nothing intermediate. It's nothing, no motion. They're tipping it. And it was so high schoolish. We were running high
Mhm.
school football plays on a pro level, and once the defensive coordinators got a wind of it, we looked horrible at the end of the year. Our offense, we scored 9 points in the playoffs. 9 points.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Did we have Jalen Hurts today? We didn't have AJ. I know we didn't have. We
Mm-mm.
had Devontae. We had talent, and we scored 9 points against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ridiculous. It was embarrassing. It was
Uh,
embarrassing.
all right, don't underestimate the impact of what? What is that? The coaching staff?
Probably. Yeah.
All right, so Tony Barron, our resident from Australia, chimes in. Tony, thanks for chiming in. What time is it? It's usually 14, so it's tomorrow. It's Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, all right. I thought you were up late. Okay, no, it's Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning for you. All
Mhm.
right, all right. So Danny Ritchie says, who is the one player on the team that's new you believe has the biggest impact this year outside of Saquon? The one player that's new. Ooh, who do you
Are we
think?
talking about are you talking about free agents? I take he's talking about free agents and not rookies.
Anybody new to the team? Free agents, rookies, anybody new, right? Am I clear on that, Danny? He's talking about any one player that's new to this team that wasn't here last year.
Outside
I,
of Saquon,
outside of Saquon.
I think the biggest impact is going to be the depth of some of the new O linemen. That's a big hole missing Kelsey. We don't know who is going to be his equivalent right now.
All
So I
right.
know we added some depth with a couple new folks, like I mentioned Matt Hennessy earlier, but I'm interested to see how that's going to work out for the O line and if we're going to feel that void or not. And I think we'll be able to tell at least by week 2 or 3 if we're feeling that void at
I'm
center.
gonna go out and say I want to say Quinion, but I'm gonna say CJGJ. I'm gonna say that
Welcome
outside.
back.
Yes,
Welcome
welcome
back.
back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Let's not, and we have a lot of players that are candidates for being, to have that. We got Devin White, Braun,
I like both the
Kenyon
cornerbacks we
Mitchell.
drafted. I love them both, to be honest with you.
Yes, DeJean. Eric, let me know in the chat room who do you guys think. Toby Cooper says Braun, the linebacker, and White. Yeah, but I'm gonna say CJGJ led the league in interceptions, or tied for the league in interceptions the one year he was with us, and he missed like a lot of games, and he still tied for the league lead. Imagine had he played, he missed like a half of the season or something. Like he missed a considerable amount, at least 6 games he missed,
Hmm.
and still was in the league lead in interceptions that year. So I'm going to put my money on CJGJ. He's back. They talked about him. He's just as boisterous as ever at OTAs. It's good to have that energy back, get that swag back, because we need that swag back on defense. And we're looking to Fangio to bring that back in our defense. We need that swag. So I'm
People are
happy he's back.
asking if we in the third because I think we skipped the second and just kept talking.
Oh no. Yeah, let's all right, we're gonna end it real quick. All right, so we're gonna go into the third quarter. You're listening to this is a Eagles Talk podcast. You're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, hopefully. And hopefully you're following us and downloading the episode. Everyone out there, make sure you do the same. And this is Eagles Talk, where we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Yeah, an adult beverage is any beverage an adult is drinking. So it doesn't have to be an alcoholic beverage. It's an adult beverage. So, we were big on, we don't have our resident shot taker here today. So Michelle's doing a little something, but we're
Yeah,
not
I
doing
got a little
shots.
lemonade, little spike lemonade for you guys. A little vodka in my lemonade. Had a long work day, long day period, but
All right. So
long few days.
I'm not even going to say what I'm drinking because they said I'm sharing too much information. So anyway, all right, we're going to take a sip to our Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
All right, so somebody said up here, now there's a controversial question. Do you view DeJean as an outside corner, a nickel, or safety? He's the only player on our roster listed simply as a DB, not a cornerback
The
or safety.
Dawn. I love it.
DeJean. Yeah,
The Dawn. You know it's gonna be the Dawn signs everywhere.
yeah, it
That's
is,
the
and
Dawn.
especially once
It's
he
the
starts
Dawn.
making plays. But I think he is. I don't know what he is actually. I'm trusting. I'm trusting Vic.
Hmm.
Wherever he wants to put him, I know that he's veteran enough because I've seen him do wondrous things with some of the secondary players that he has coached over the years.
Yep.
So and I believe that this guy was a Vic Fangio selection. So he knows the skill set of this guy. He's putting him in different positions in practice. All three of those positions in the secondary, outside corner, slot corner, and safety.
That's right.
So wherever he decides to put this guy, I think that he is athletic enough to do what Vic is asking of him. And I think he's going to be a dynamic player. And I can't wait to see these two young DBs we have in action, man. The report that Dave Zangaro says Mitchell looks so fluid out there. He doesn't. He said you can tell when people. He said you can tell when young guys don't look like they have it, right? When they look bad. He said he looks like he belongs out there. So that's very impressive to hear from our first round draft pick, and I can't wait to see him in action. I just can't wait to see better secondary coverage because last year, watching, I'm still traumatized watching so many people
Don't
run across the middle,
stop. Why
run
why
across the
are you
middle.
bringing up old trauma? Let's leave that buried in the past. Let's
I
leave
wake
that
up in the
buried in
middle of the night,
the
Nichelle. I see people
past. Having cold
like, what's
sweats.
wrong with you? Yeah.
Having cold sweats. Listen.
My wife be like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I see people crossing the field catching passes
Right.
in the
So
middle of the field."
as you know, the rookies were at training camp first. And so, the veterans are starting to pulse in. Today was Slay's day for first day with the boys with the new corners, and he's like, man, they're both athletic, so he had nothing but high praise for getting to spend time with them, work out with them, practice with them. He did say they were very quiet, so he had to like kind of start pulling out their personalities, which is fine. They'll learn. But he had nothing but praises for them, and I think that speaks well, that he recognized their talent from the back. I think he was happy when they both got drafted. If you watched him on the tweets, he was psyched, like, yes, give me some help.
And
Let me coach these boys up and we can all eat.
yes, and I love the fact that he is so helpful. He is so helpful to these guys, and I don't think it's an act. I think he's genuinely wants to help these guys to be the best players that they can be, knowing his place in the league. And he talked about only wanting to play another year or two, knowing that he's at the end of the road. He wants to help that next generation be the best that they can be, and I think that's a great, great thing. He even mentioned the fact that Bradbury is thinking the same way. And Bradbury's someone that we don't think may even be on this team. So for him to have that mindset too, kudos. I commend him for thinking that way because we know that this is a business also. So, these guys could be like, man, I'm not teaching them shit. They come from my position, but they're not. This is a family. They want to see these guys do good for the betterment of the team, and I think they should be commended on that. Dion says, oh no. Danny says, I love the video of Mitchell talking with Howie about sleeping at Slay's house. Slay said, I don't know about that. I did hear him say that. He said, I don't know about that, but I help him out.
And yeah, shout out to Jennifer Slay. She's always cooking food. I think at the tailgate, she's always making bread pudding or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like her.
Or
That's
banana
her.
pudding. Is
Yeah,
it
banana pudding. Yeah, it's banana pudding.
Yeah.
My bad, banana pudding. That's always a big
Yeah.
hit with the families. It's always a big hit.
No doubt. Palatero says, I can't wait to see CJ GJ against Ertz. And yes, in the middle, the Eagles defense will be better prepared. I'm glad to hear that because, that was atrocious last year. Dion says, well, I hope the hell he looked good early. He's the number one corner at CB in the damn draft.
You ain't got to be like that, Dion.
I know. Dion sipping on some brown. Dion, put the brown down, okay?
Being extra.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Slay's
Toby.
wife.
We sober. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up,
He's
Toby.
keeping it holistic.
Yeah, keeping it holistic.
We're going to practice that offline.
Yeah, we're going to practice that. All right, okay. Yeah, so I'm with you. I'm with you on that, Toad. But he said he's smoking the trees, though. Okay, I see you. All right, so Jeremiah says, I'm in Dallas already, got my tickets. When y'all coming down, I think she'll still hear Meet me at the game. I got shots, Dante, and I got apple juice. No, I can't. Now that I can't have at the game. I can't have apple juice at the game. I told you it makes me regular. I can't be drinking apple juice at the football game. All right.
Yeah, he has to do that at home,
Yeah, I gotta do that
not
at home.
paying attention.
All
He
right.
has to be
But
close
yeah.
by to his home quarters and his home throne.
All right. So I was going over talking to some people, talking to my barber, talking about the prediction show, and he said he had us down at like 13 wins. And I said I'm around that also. Although on the show, I have to find another L because I had us down at 14-3, but my predictions prior to the schedule was 13 of no. My prediction once I saw the schedule was 13-4, but when I went by game, I wound up 14-3. So I don't know. There must be another loss in there that I missed. But I told he said, what about your co-host? I said, they got us down 15-2. He's like, 15-2? They think you're 15-2? I said, I can't knock them because, we were 10-1, man. I mean, this team is
Dude,
good.
first of all,
This team
if
is
we
good.
didn't collapse, if
Yeah.
we had the coaches we have now last year, that whole end of the season would have gone so differently. And
Oh, it would have.
that's all I got to say.
That defense would have been, and with the talent, and this is the value of coaching. You take that same group of defensive players, and Vic coaches them last year. We do not look like that.
Not
I
them last
guarantee
seven
you.
games.
Not those
Those
last
last
7
seven
games.
games.
We do not look like that. And that was the biggest Achilles heel we had last year was the defense.
Mm.
So, we do not collapse like that at the end of the game. I mean, at the end of the year, if Vic is there. So yeah, I do believe that we would have been, and not to mention if we had a different offensive coordinator, shoot, we definitely wouldn't have collapsed. So I'm looking for big things this year, and I'm excited to see these guys in action, and I'm excited. Let me see what else is coming out of OTAs that's worth mentioning. DeJean, we
Um.
talked about. Jeremiah Trotter was running with the third team.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Let me see what else. Anaya Smith was in uniform, but he didn't participate fully, and I want to see him. And so,
Mm-hmm.
who do you guys want to most see their performance in training camp? I mean, not outside of the like. Of course, I want to see Quentin Mitchell. I want to see him. I want to see Deshaun. Yeah, I want to see them. But some of the lesser known players, I want to see. I got my eye on Anaya Smith. I
Mm-hmm.
think that
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put a star on his helmet,
Yep.
asterisk, and just look at his progress throughout the training camp because I think he's a dark horse to emerge as a slot receiver, as the slot receiver, being that was his position in college, and maybe the punt returner. So I'm kind of rooting for him. I got my eye on him. Let me know who you got. Somebody said X Junior, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on him
Yeah,
and
they
rooting
are.
for him.
That's
As
a
I am.
lot of
I mean,
pressure
I'm
for
rooting for
him.
him.
I hope people take it easy on him. Like, come on, y'all. He just got here. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes, he
he's
did.
excited and internally he wants to represent the family. He is literally Eagles family. Literally.
Yes. Yes, he
You
is.
know what I mean? So, you know,
All right,
let's
I
give
want to
him
end this
time to
quarter because
develop.
I want to get 4 quarters in. So the
Yeah.
last quarter is going to be really
Shout
short.
out to the Phillies. Hey, we balling.
All right, that's the end of the quarter. You're watching Eagles Talk. You're listening to Eagles Talk. I forgot the Eagles Talk podcast. And here we talk about our favorite football team, everything, all Eagles, all the time. And we're talking about the OTAs right now. And we're doing it in such a relaxed manner that we are enjoying our favorite adult beverage. Oh my goodness. We can't get out of here without announcing the winner. So hold up.
Yes, let's
I
go.
gotta.
Let's
All right,
go.
so
We
let
only
me
got
let
a few
me do
minutes
this. Let me
left.
do this shot first. All right, so we talk about our favorite football team, Philadelphia Eagles, doing this in such a relaxed manner that we enjoying our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots and not shots. So everybody to our Philadelphia Eagles, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
It's my last shot or my last sip.
All right. So I'm going to Just pick a number, Michelle. Once I get this up
Pick a
here,
number from 1 to what? Tell me.
I have to tell you where am I at. Okay, hold on. Uh, oh, doggone it! Did I? Oh, okay, I did. Uh,
It's funny that Trotter Jr. ran with the second team because on the depth chart they have him I mean, the third team they have him listed as second string behind the Kobe Dean.
all right, pick a number between 1 and 11.
7.
All right, Adam Pena has won the 3 stickers. I have his information. Adam Pena won.
All right,
And
congratulations, Adam. No,
I
look,
hope I
they're
pronounced
all
this.
picking numbers. I'm picking a number, y'all. Not you're not picking a number.
Yeah,
The lady
Adam
picks
has
the
picked
number.
this, so I will be sending him 3
You can't
of
pick
these
your
Eagle,
winners.
beautiful Eagle logo stickers. I love this logo, man. This one's fire. Um, so we'll get that out to him, and we'll do another drawing because I
Somebody
want you
said
guys
42. That wasn't
42.
even.
Because I want you guys to all have some of these. So we'll be doing another drawing
Yeah. We're going to
next
get
week.
a Eagles Talk shop up soon. Don't worry about it.
Yes,
I have
definitely,
anything
definitely.
to do with it.
All right, give me a
Yeah,
damn
don't be
sticker.
all irate. Look, he's just.
That's that brown, man. Brown
I
make you
know.
violent.
He's
You
so
got to put that
irate.
brown down.
So
It makes you.
crazy.
It makes you. What they used to say back in the day? Rams. He get the Rams when
Rammy.
you
He
drink
got
that.
Rammy. That
Yeah,
brown
you
makes
getting
you
Rammy.
Rammy. That brown liquor. That
Put the
yak.
brown down. He all look at it. He
Any
go,
and that yak.
yes. Give me the damn sticker. Look at him, all violent.
That's not how you get a sticker.
Congratulations, Adam. You'll get these 3 stickers, man, and you can turn your own products into Eagles merch until we get the shop up. All right. Last, what else we have going on? The Kobe. We talked about the Kobe. What else? What other position battles? Oh, we didn't talk about the
Yeah, but
defensive
we
line,
talk.
did we?
Well, we didn't talk about D line, and we didn't talk about the tight ends.
All right, D line. Let me see. I don't. They didn't talk about the D line either. I'm trying to
No,
remember.
nobody did.
Yeah, nobody really talked about the D line. All right,
Mm-mm.
so I don't know what happening with them in camp.
Besides, Jordan Davis getting in shape,
Yeah, yeah. All
Jalen
right.
Carter getting in shape. So we did talk about the D line. We talked about the boys getting in shape and that. So who we really didn't talk about are the tight ends. Um, between Dallas and well, right now in the depth chart, they actually had CJ Usman over Grant Calcaterra, a
I can
second
see that.
string.
I can
And
see
then you
that.
got
Actually,
Albert O at fourth string.
I can see them
Interesting.
doing a lot of 2 tight end sets also.
Hmm.
I can see that. So we know what we have in Dallas. We have to see Grant, OJ, Grant, Albert. Oh, okay. So I think we'll be all right. I think
I
we'll
think we're
be
fine
all
at
right.
tight end
Yeah, I
personally.
really
And
do.
Jeremiah, your number is 13.
CJ Better
Going
Blocker
to the
Albert practice
casino.
squad. Yeah, I think we're fine at the tight end position.
Mm-hmm.
And Kellen loves the tight end. That's what Palatero's saying. Kellen Moore loves the tight end, so that'll be great
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to get. And Dallas would love that too. Because
Listen,
I
and
think
you know what?
Dallas, out of all of the offensive skill player, I think Dallas is getting the short end of the stick. Because I
He
think he's
does. You
a
you read my
very talented
mind.
player, man. He's very talented, but because of all the other talent, we just don't have enough balls to go around for it. Pause. Enough balls to go around for everyone. So I
No,
think he's
we
just the
actually
short.
do with a good coach. Dallas should have ate
Mm,
more last year. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? The play calling, like I said, was vanilla, limited. We had no motion. We had no creative plays. There should be times where almost almost all 3 of them, Dallas, um, Devontae, and AJ should almost each have 100 yards. if we're really spreading it out the way we should be. That's just what I'm saying. They should all three at least bust 50 yards at the
Well, I
very.
hope to see that. I hope to see that this year because I think Dallas, he's very talented. I think again he gets the short end of the stick, and they did throw him the ball, but I like to see him. I like to see him throw the ball to him when he's running out for passes and not that damn tight end screen. He had more tight end screen passes than he had passes where he ran 10 yards or more. That was ridiculous, man. And if I never see another wide receiver screen, it will not be too soon. I hate seeing that play after last year. I never want to see another wide receiver screen. Danny, great point. Danny brings up the edge rusher is where I'm most concerned. I want to see if we really get a true rotation with the boys to replace the production in Reddick. Do we have the talent on the team or the person on the team?
I'm not sure, but
to replace that.
This is why I feel more comfortable on dealing with talent issues with OG coaches like Vic Fangio. Those coaches know how to work with the talent that they have instead of needing the number one talent at every position.
Right.
To make it work. So the jury's still out. If Vic Fangio is who he is, I don't think we're going to really miss it. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure y'all have your own.
I hope so. I hope that what's that Nolan Smith.
I think he's going to get better production out of her.
Jalix Hunt is he a prospect?
Somebody mentioned him earlier.
Yeah, Jalix Hunt, is he a prospect to be an outside rusher?
Let me see.
I hope so. Is Huff a prospect to be an outside rusher also?
Yeah, well, they have Huff as a starter and Sweat as his backup.
Wow.
In the 3-4D. And they put Brandon Graham as third. This is on ESPN, though. That's the funny part.
All right. And I know it's early. You know, a lot of things could change between now and the start of the season. But, this is why we're here to discuss all that and to have fun in doing so. So, it's really early on, but they are in OTAs, our Philadelphia Eagles. We're getting some action, some reports, and, I never do this. And you know why I don't do this. But I'm not rushing the season upon us because my favorite part of the year is summer. So I'm not rushing it because I want to enjoy the summer. But I am very, very excited that OTAs has started. And I know after these 2 weeks, there's going to be a break between now and the start of training camp. And during that break, I'm enjoy that. But right now, I'm enjoy seeing the guys on the field and getting some reports coming out of OTAs. Right. And that's going to do it for us tonight because I want to keep it tight.
That's right.
All right. So you guys, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much. This is the end of Eagles Talk podcast. We will see you guys next week with more reports coming out of OTAs. We'll see if the depth chart changes, if anything exciting happens, and we'll be here to talk about it together. I'm your man, The Dark Knight, with my co-host with the co-most, Nichelle and Pat in his absence. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye, guys. Bye, Dion.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback crack, yo, sack that fool.